Welcome to Adventures in Aviators!
Hey guys, it's Jason and Michelle, and today we are talking to you about our trip through Serbia.
So we made our way through Serbia after renting a car in Croatia. And so this was the first country border that we crossed. It is a very busy border off of E75, so plan to sit in traffic for a little while. Also, there is a fee that you pay to go through that border crossing. They did not ask for our green intercountry pass here, but we just made it through fairly quickly after going through that crossover spot. The drivers there are terrible. We saw probably two of the worst accidents I've ever seen in my entire life along this stretch of roadway. So please be careful and drive safely. As we made our way through E75, there is a national park along that way. It's called Fruška Gora National Park. It wasn't the most beautiful national park we'd ever seen, but it was still a nice drive to break up the day. It actually extended our day to be quite long, but it was a nice stop-off point.
A good GPS location.
A good GPS location.
After going to the national park, we made our way into Belgrade, and we didn't have a lot of expectations for Belgrade. We hadn't read a whole lot about it. Coming from cities like Prague and Budapest, it looks completely different. Of course, it is a product of the nature of this region over the last several decades. So there's not a lot of the beautiful statues and lots of those things. It's a pretty worn-on city. That said, the energy coming out of this city was something different, and we actually liked it a lot more than some of those other places because there was just a youthful nature about it. The next generation is coming up, and yeah, their city's kind of gritty and tough, but they're making the best out of it, and the whole thing is kind of being revitalized. And so we really we're digging the positive vibes coming out of that place.
They put out some good vibes.
Yeah, they definitely did. And so we really enjoyed Belgrade. We kind of toured the city. We went and saw the fortress, which is of course right at the pinnacle of all the rivers there. Great views of the city there, so we definitely recommend that. We also went and saw the Nikola Tesla Museum, and that was really neat as well. Definitely get there early, and gonna have to wait in line a little bit to get a ticket, but it's worth a good hour, and it was a really fun experience as we learned about him. We also ate at some really great restaurants nearby. We stayed right in the city center, right next to the train station, and so there was lots to do nearby. We'll of course link those at our page, so check those out as well. But all in all, we really enjoyed Belgrade. It was just a different experience than a lot of the other cities in Europe, and it's definitely worth a couple days for sure.
A surprise highlight for us, for sure. So moving out of Belgrade, we took a drive out to another national park that we were looking at, which is Đurđap, and it is way out there. But we decided to stay in the city or the town, it's more of a town, of Bor. We stayed at a cute little hotel out there that we found on booking.com. There's a little lake out there that you can tour. It's very pleasant, a very cute place to stay, and then we drove into the national park. You do pay for a tour guide for the national park. So you need to just be prepared that you need to go visit their national park center.
Can I just stop in that day and get a guide?
Maybe, if you're lucky.
Like
we did that.
Were. Yes.
We were lucky. You can try to email. We heard mixed reviews about if you actually get a response from the emails, but even stopping in early in the day, there's usually someone to go with you. It doesn't really cost very much. It was like $2.50 a person, and you have a guide with you the whole time. So it's kind of a pain. At the same time, it's kind of nice, but they do require in all of their nice areas that you have a guide with them.
It was a really beautiful park. The Danube River flows right up through there. It's a big canyon. Some of our best pictures coming out of Serbia came from this national park, so it was very nice. On our way to Bulgaria, we stopped at a place we found on Pinterest called Rosso. This place was a little bit off the beaten path. It was near the town of Slovenia. The hike is simple going in. It's about 1 kilometer in and real flat and easy to get to. Then all of a sudden this beautiful little canyon appears out of nowhere. It's small, but this river has carved through this rock, and it is really pretty. That said, the roads getting there were bumpy, and it definitely carved some time out of put some time into our drive as we got a little bit lost.
A lot of time into our drive.
It's been a theme. That was the last part of our trip through Serbia. We definitely recommend Serbia. The people were, of course, very friendly. The food, while heavy,
amazing,
is super tasty, and we'll talk about that some more in a different post. If you've not subscribed to our blog, you can do it on that little button right there. And if you've been to Serbia and you have other recommendations or ideas or can help us pronounce different words,
Great.
put them in the comments below, please. And we will see you next time.
And no, it's not boring. Haha.
Dad jokes for days.
Dad jokes for days.
This one, come on. The boar then heading towards
Belgrade.
no, another country. Bulgaria.
Bulgaria. That was lame.
That was like
Dad jokes.
dad jokes for. That was the end of Bulgaria. Or that was the end of
Country?
Serbia.
What days?